To be in here for too long, but I wanted to take 1 second to, first of all, welcome you to the Black Financial Channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can go to theblackfinancialchannel.com. It's on YouTube, and it's a place where everything is black and economic. So if you want daily economic updates from a black perspective, join theblackfinancialchannel.com. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about this athlete by the name of Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson plays for the Washington Redskins. He's a very good player. He's one of my favorite running backs of all time. He's really, really good, really, really fast, really, really talented, and really, really broke. A lot of the conversation about Peterson right now has to do with the fact that the media is reporting that he's in a world of financial trouble right now, having to do with, I guess, some lawsuits over owed money and things like that. I'm looking here at the Guardian, and basically I'll read some of this to you, and then I'll give you my interpretation. It says financial problems continue to mount for Washington running back Adrian Peterson, who is being sued for failure to repay a $5.2 million loan, according to a report published on Tuesday in The Atlantic. Peterson is involved in 3 lawsuits and owes $6.6 million, including interest and fees, and he owes this to D'Angelo Vehicle Sales. The company filed the latest lawsuit in New York. Now, D'Angelo Vehicle Sales. I want to look that up because I truly, truly hope that this brother's not $6 million in debt because he was buying a bunch of cars. I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me more information on this. But obviously, D'Angelo Vehicle Sales is a car company, and I'm literally Googling them right now to try to see if these are luxury cars or whatever the case may be. But either way, it's kind of crazy that a car company will be suing anybody for $6 million. I don't know the situation, though. I don't know exactly what he got from them or what happened with them that leads to this massive amount of debt. I'll read more to you, and then I'll give you a quick analysis on this. So Peterson, let's see here. Chase Carlson, who's his lawyer, believes his client's problems involve a matter of trusting the wrong people. Quote, the truth behind Adrian Peterson's current financial situation is more than is being reported at this time. Because of ongoing legal matters, I am unable to go into detail, but I will say this is yet another situation of an athlete trusting the wrong people and being taken advantage of by those he trusted. Adrian and his family look forward to sharing further details when appropriate. Peterson has made $99 million in his career. Most football players do not make $99 million because, as LeBron James said, and I agree with him, the NFL is a lot more like a plantation for big buck athletes than it is a place where the athletes actually have, the rights that they deserve. The NFL is a place where they really need to have a labor movement because a lot of these contracts are ridiculous and set up and structured in crazy ways. And so he's made $99 million in his 12-year career. He's now playing for the Washington Redskins. I think he's 34 years old now, so that's a little bit old for a running back. So he doesn't have a lot of time to make a ton of money, etc. Now, I'm reading Apple Cider says he hosted a big stripper party in 2017. Well, that's his business. I'm not going to even, jump into that or speculate on that or even pass judgment on that. It is what it is. I mean, obviously, if you're putting thousands of dollars into stripper thongs, that's not going to help your financial situation. But, maybe I'm just the nerdy old man because when I bring this stuff up, but people do what they're going to do, and I'm not going to take time to judge them. But what I will say is this. Listen to what the lawyer said about trusting the wrong people, right? So the lawyer talks about trusting the wrong people. Now, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to get real black for a minute. I'm gonna get super black on y'all real quick. I hope that's okay. I hope it's okay. Can I be black right now? Can I be black for a minute? I hope it's okay for me to be black for a minute. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out on a limb right now, and I'm gonna look up lawyer Chase Carlson. And from what I see, Chase Carlson, the attorney that's coming up here, is basically a white dude. It's not a brother. It's no disrespect to white lawyers at all. But it's interesting, right? The other person that Adrian works with is his agent. I looked up his agent. His agent's name is what's the agent's name? His agent's name is Ron Slavin. Ron Slavin, and Ron Slavin is also not a brother. Now, let's go back to that statement. shall we? Trusting the wrong people. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that integrity runs along racial lines. That would be an incorrect statement to make. But I want to make this systematic for a minute. I want to ask you this question. Do you think that the black man collectively does better in his life when he's consistently trusting non-black people to manage his wealth? Do you think that he's better off when he's away from his community and he's connecting with a bunch of people who are not black? I'm not trying to say he can't get robbed by a black person. We ain't trying to say that at all, because we got some black people out here that's some dirty dogs, right? And you got some white people that are honest. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna bet you this. I'm gonna bet you that Adrian Peterson's broke, but I bet you Ron Slavin, his agent, ain't broke. I bet his agent's doing quite well. I bet if I look and see what his family's doing, they're probably living in a nice house, driving nice cars. His children are in Yale or Stanford or somewhere else. His children are probably better off than Adrian Peterson's children. I bet if I look up this other guy, this attorney, Chase Carlson, I bet Chase Carlson, it's gonna keep on moving for him. The money train's gonna keep ticking for him, even when the money flow stops for Adrian Peterson. What am I getting at here? What I'm getting at here, and I thank y'all for letting me be black for a minute. That's why I have to have my own platform, because I can't say this on TV, because people will misinterpret what I'm saying. They'll think I'm being racist. I'm not being racist. I'm being real. I'm not the racist. I'm the realist. The realist approach, the realist understanding of this whole situation is to say these athletes get financially screwed because they disconnect from the community and the people that love them, that built them, and they go run off with people that are literally going to dip their hands in their pockets and eat off of them like a fucking piranha. They are literally going to just gobble up you. They just, like E40 said in his song, they'll find a new nigga next year. A new athlete comes along, all he's thinking about is balling and booty, right? And they're like, okay, I'm gonna get him on legal fees. We're gonna get him on consulting fees. I'm gonna get a percentage of his salary. I'm gonna get all of that, and all that wealth, millions of dollars, billions of dollars over time, from if you add it all up in aggregate, is being sucked out of the black community and put into the hands and the pockets of people that care nothing about your son. Chase Carlson and this other guy, Slavin, I'm willing to bet you, Ron Slavin, the agent, I bet you $10 million that they would have nothing to do with Adrian Peterson if he was not one of the greatest athletes on the planet. See, people don't want the black man around if they can't make money from him. They don't want the black man around if you're not a commodity. And so what these athletes lose is they allow themselves to get sucked into, like the movie Get Out. Remember the movie Get Out? They allow them to get sucked into this environment that's not black. They target them at the age of 9, at the age of 7. I'm sure Adrian Peterson was burning up the Pee Wee leagues. I'm sure he was the greatest football player in the history of his the 8-year-olds and under football league. I'm sure he was the greatest thing that they ever saw. So he's burning it up at the age of 7 or 8, and they're identifying him as a cash cow before he gets out of elementary school. He becomes targeted way back then so they can make big money later on down the line. So these athletes, they get pulled in the community, their wealth just sort of gets picked away at them piece by piece. And then it's like a piece of meat. They'll eat all the meat off of it, and then they throw the bone back in the community. So they take this athlete that could be $1 billion asset to the black community. They gnaw at him, eat pizza. You got the lawyer come along, the attorney come along, the financial manager, right? The person doing the taxes. Everybody showed up eating a piece of this dude. The white woman, the Becky that wants to marry him, right? She's getting half of his wealth after the divorce, right? And then when this guy who willfully went along with this process, when they've eaten every piece of meat off the bone and there's nothing left, when he's a shadow of himself, he ain't running 4 340s no more. He ain't filling up the stadium no more. He can't make the roster no more. He's not bringing in the millions no more. He becomes that dried up bone with no meat on it. They throw the bone back to the black community, and your whole community is filled with bones. The black community is filled. You don't have to travel a half a mile to find some brother who's a washed up athlete who used to be great back in the day, who used to make big money back in the day, right? But who now is a shadow of who he used to be economically and otherwise, right? So what I'm trying to say here is when you talk about that conversation with Adrian Peterson trusting the wrong people, that's deep. Because I'm gonna look at his agent, I'm looking at his lawyers, I'm looking at all the people that were around him. I'm like, you're right. He's trusting the wrong people, but he trusted you. How did that happen? Because if I'm Adrian Peters, financial manager, y'all know if I'm teaching him powernomics principles and got him studying in the Black Business School and I'm preaching this whole Black wealth thing to him every day in his ear, Adrian Peterson does not go broke if Boyce Watkins is his advisor. Not that I want to be an advisor for him, not that I want to be his agent. I don't want to do none of that. I don't care about that. But tell me yes or no. Yes or no. Do you think that Adrian Peterson would be broke and in debt if he had somebody that like me in his ear every single day? Do you think that he'd be broke if he was trusting people like me or like you and we were talking this Black shit every single day in his ear, this Black wealth stuff every day? Hey, bro, you know they got 10 houses on this block that you used to live on that are on sale for $35,000 a piece. You can buy the whole block and we can rent it out and let people live there and you can make money. They get a place to live. The hood gets better. Man, you know what? Hey, man, you know what? We could go build a chain of schools. Like, you got an extra $1 million, don't put it in the stripper thong. Don't give it to your lawyer. Don't give it to your accountant. Don't go give it to all these other people that are going to take it out of your community. Take some of that and let's go fund this African-centered school that's educating Black kids, that and we're going to get a hell of a ROI because we can make it profitable and the children in your community are going to be better off. Like, hey man, there are 20 Black entrepreneurs that have billion-dollar business ideas. Each of them only needs 10 grand to get off the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to find 20 businesses, give them 10 grand a piece, and then support those businesses with your rich, wealthy NFL connections and give them a customer base, give them training, give them what they need to become great Black entrepreneurs. And not only will you be helping these people elevate their lives and building your community, you're going to get rich too because you'll own a piece of all these businesses. You'll be making more money after you get done playing football than you ever made scoring touchdowns for white people. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? Do you get what I'm saying to you? So I go back to the basic point, the basic question I asked you. If you're the lawyer sitting next to Adrian Peterson and you say, well, it looks like he trusted the wrong people, who are you talking about? Are you talking about, I know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the homies from the hood. You know, you become a big athlete, a baller, you get the hanger-ons, you get the entourage. Maybe you get a baby's mama or two, or maybe you get, people around you that want you to help them pay the rent. And that's cool, but that ain't even a fraction of all the money that's been sucked out of his pockets by these professionals, these agents and lawyers and accountants and financial advisors. So when you say he's trusting the wrong people, guess what? He was trusting you, and now he's broke. But that does not relinquish Adrian Peterson from the responsibility for his situation. At the end of the day, you can talk all day about what other people did to you, but I'm going to have to also talk to you man to man about the fact that you might have made yourself into a victim. Homie, you got played. People got rich off of you. When you made $99 million, do the math. Simple math, people. He makes $99 million and now he has zero. Like close to zero. Money doesn't disappear like that. It's not like the money's gone. The money didn't go to outer space. It didn't get flushed down the toilet. All that shit went into somebody else's pocket. So you might have lost all the money, but the money is not lost. The money has just been reallocated, and it has not been allocated to the people that you love, not a huge percentage of it. Maybe you paid a couple people's rent, bought them a car, somebody maybe got your mama a house. Good for you. But that money has been allocated outside of your community. Somebody got that paper. Somebody got that money. And that lawyer, all these lawyers and agents who are sitting around saying such a tragedy, this is so unfortunate that these Negroes get into these situations. I mean, my God, it just breaks my heart. Blah, blah, blah. And they sitting there in a damn three-piece suit. They wear a $5,000 Armani suit, hopping into a $150,000 Porsche, driving to their $1 million mansion, talking about how it's a shame that Adrian Peterson lost all his wealth by trusting the wrong people. Well, guess what? He trusted you. And ultimately, he should not have even trusted himself. The dumbest thing, not going to say dumbest, let me scratch that. I'm not trying to call anybody dumb. the silliest thing that an athlete can do is to not listen to people that he really can trust. Shaquille O'Neal trusted his mother, who had those old school grandma financial principles. She might not have been a big investor. She might not have went to business school, but she knows how to get a dollar and hold on to it. A black woman can do that. My grandmother did that. And she basically said, baby, look, here's what we're going to do. You the biggest athlete in the world. You will not go broke. So he set rules in place that protected him from himself. And she was his first employee. She was the first person that he trusted with his money. All the checks that came in, she would look at the check. She would decide where that check was going to go. And she'd say, here, Shaq, here's some money so you can ball out. If you want to go, you want to go put money in stripper thongs, that's on you. You want to go buy you fancy cars, that's on you. But I'm going to take a percentage of that money and I'm going to allocate it in such a way that you're going to be richer when you're done than you are when you started. And you're going to make more money when you're done than you are right now. So right now, as a result of that wisdom that Shaq got from people he really could trust, he now makes more money now than he did when he was an NBA player, and he was one of the greatest that there ever was. Shaquille O'Neal to this day is the only NBA player I have ever seen that could not be stopped by anyone. No, was nobody. Anybody know basketball enough to know this? Nobody ever figured out a way to stop Shaq except himself, because he couldn't shoot no damn free throws. So my point on all this is to say, when you say he trusted the wrong people, who did he trust? He trusted you. So he shouldn't have trusted you. And then the other thing is he shouldn't have trusted himself. You know, he had no financial literacy. A lot of athletes will put so much more time into learning football and basketball than they put into learning how to protect their wealth. And that's why a lot of athletes go broke. So if you're not going to take the time, you're going to spend more time. That's cool. You're the greatest football player in the world, one of the best. If you're going to spend more time learning football than you spend learning how to play the game of life, how to protect your wealth and protect your assets and protect your family, then at least get somebody in place who understands these things, who's going to have your best interest at heart. Because once your talent's gone, you can't go backward in time. All you got is 50 years to look back and feel bad and angry about what happened. Now you got 50 years to think about it. You had 12 years to make the money. Now you got another 40, 50 years to be upset about what you gave away, the empire that you handed over to other people who could care less about you. That's all I got to say about Adrian Peterson. I got a meeting to go to. I love all you guys. Please hit the thumbs up button and the share button and the subscribe button before you go. Also, if you want to come to Chicago, I'm going to do an investment seminar on the 28th. Feel free to come check it out. It's drboycechicago.com. It's a day-long event. It's amazing. You'll love it. There's a money-back guarantee if you don't love it, but everybody loves it, so nobody even wants the guarantee. But if you want to come to that, drboycechicago.com. Next month is Los Angeles. That's drboycelosangeles.com. If you can't go to Chicago or Los Angeles, we do a masterclass every Tuesday. So if you want to come out and check out and hang out with us online every Tuesday night to talk nothing but finances and investments and investment strategy, theory, everything else, then go to drboycemasterclass.com. That's drboycemasterclass.com. Last but not least, I should remind you guys, I just have to tell you guys about these things because I can't just tell you to do something and not offer you the tools to do it. So we have tools specifically for Black people. We also have great financial workbooks for children. I think I have one around here somewhere. I can't find it. But anyway, feel free to go check them out. It's great for putting together a curriculum for your kids so they don't end up in these devastating situations. So feel free to go to financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. And Adrian, I wish you the best, brother. It's no disrespect. This stuff just makes me mad. And I just think we need to change the paradigm as Black men and understand that when you get a lot of assets, if you don't protect them, somebody's going to take that stuff. You just got to understand that if you get something people want, they're going to try to take it. And if you can't defend it, then that's on you. That's it. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. Be good. Peace.